Let's
Wait.
get it starting. Hello everyone and welcome back to Virtual Racing Project Season 5, Round 7. We're getting towards the crunch point of the season and the title fight is getting more and more exciting as we reach the end of the season. There is approximately, I think it's 4 cars within a 12-point radius. So that will be very exciting to see how that unfolds on the streets of Jeddah today. And in the commentary box, in a very scruffy intro, I am joined by Ghost Fired Up.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, very exciting race today. As you said, very close between everyone in the standings. Lightning Luke currently leading on 72 points, and then the gap to Avesta behind in P5 in the standings is only 20 points. So a very pivotal race for the championship. As you said, very much coming up to crunch time. And a couple of cars are starting to go to the track, led by the RB of Omar, going to the end of the first sector on his outlap.
Yeah, Omar, one of those cars within that sort of title fight so far. One of the 2 who isn't a VRP champion out of the 5, and maybe you could say one of the more surprise ones. I'm sure Omar himself is shocked to be within there, but his form in the season has been outstanding, as has Yannick Will, the other non-champion in the top 5. All 5 of them today are racing. Luke, Herod, Omar, Yannick and Avesta. So we'll see how this unfolds. It will definitely be a storyline to keep your eye out for today.
Yeah, we see P2 to P4 in the standings. 3 drivers split by just 2 points. Every point in this race matters, and with a smaller grid today than usual, every single position will matter.
Exactly, yeah, points are definitely on the cards. Last week we had 11, so 13 this week, as part of our new reduced grid, what would you call it, attempt, I guess? Movement, yeah. It's a bit harder for you to score points this week, slightly, but we'll see how it plays out in the race, of course. Jeddah, one that will definitely threaten to throw up some safety cars and DNFs and collisions of some sort, whether it be a wall or another car, as Omar is going through Sector 1 on his lap car, and he had a bit of a scruffy, I think that's turn 3.
Yeah. At the end of the sector, not dropping it on the outside curb. At the end of the sector, it's a 32.7. That is the benchmark for the first sector.
Compared to those behind. Hazard time, who's just come through the Sector 1 line now, has done a 35.4, so not a very good Sector 1 from the Sol Williams driver today, as Omar bruising his way through the flat out sections of the Jeddah Corniche circuit until you finally get towards this chicane, and he almost goes into the inner wall, rides it high on the curb. Lance Stroll knows what it's like to hit that wall, very easily done, as Lord Percival keeps out the way on the outside. DRS zone for Omar coming into the last corner, then quickly followed by the next and final DRS zone, which will take him to the line. He has a bit of, well, he's used all the deploy he can of energy. That is the benchmark, a 129 dead. We'll see if his teammate behind can match or overtake that.
As the time goes very slow. Lightning Luke purple through the second sector, coming up to the DRS zone now. DRS wide open as you go through the long, not straight, third straight, we'd call it, into the final corner, getting nicely into the apex, not running too wide. Has time 15 seconds off the pace, and Lightning Luke, I thought he was about to pit for a second, but he goes over 0.6 of a second quicker than his teammate.
Very, very convincing lap from Lightning Luke right there. Yannick Will also on a lap, has a time set lap which I don't think is very representative. Timber then going a couple of seconds behind the 2 that have set the benchmark times in the V-Carbs.
Avesta not on a representative lap either on the intermediate tyre.
Yeah, I don't think that
Still
is.
beating some of the guys on the dries though. Wow.
How? That is. To
That
only be about 2 seconds off the pace on Inters is quite something. Yannick then going almost exactly a second quicker than what a Vesta can do.
I don't think I will have. I'd put it this way. I know I've not driven this game much, but I don't think I would have got within 2.323 seconds of Luke's time. That is, to say it's an intermediate lap, that is some lap from a
Well, he
Vesta.
set a benchmark time on a wet weather tyre. That is one way of conserving your softs for the session and putting some fear into your competitors. As Callum
Wow.
Birch on his debut, Avesta's teammate will come to the line. Good friend of Avesta, and there you go. Has he got the same pace as Avesta? Up to provisional pole he goes. Lord Percival will be the next. In fact, I think he's just started his lap.
Yeah, it was invalid on his last lap. He's going for his second attempt. Nice and clean through 1 and 2, using the runoff on the exit of 2 to just gain a little bit of extra exit speed. Through turn 3, nicely into the apex. Maybe a little snap of oversteer there. Through a really, really fast sequence of corners now. The end of sector 1, maybe missing that apex slightly. That will have cost him quite a lot of time. How is he doing through the sector 2 split? It's a 32.7. Through the banked corner. Nicely on the power early. Using all of the track as much as he can. Through the blind right-hander. Quickly through the left. Now a small run. DRS wide open now. To the part of the lap where Oman nearly had his lap ruined. To the inside, to the outside. Very clean there from Lord Percival. Now coming to the final section of the track. Yannick has retired. That's going to be big for him. He's 2 seconds off the pace now. Well, 1.3 seconds off the pace. Coming through the final corner now. Lord Percival getting it nicely into that inside part of the corner. On the outside, taking the shortest possible run to the line. How will this stack up to the rest? It's P5 for Lord Percival.
Just over a second off of the current pole man, Callum Birch. But yeah, Yannick out of the session. The best he can do is P6. And certainly a bit of a blow to his chances at the front of the standings as Hazard Time gets past Lord Percival to start his first representative run, I suppose, although he has improved to a just under 4 seconds off the pace time. We'll see what he can do this time.
Still nearly 2 seconds off what Avesta could do on the intermediates. Or riding that outside curve.
Oh,
Yeah,
and then the
abandons
inside,
lap.
yep.
Yeah, abandons the lap.
But we have a couple on outlaps as well. Omar and LNB Strikes out there in third and fourth.
Adam Lindbergh on a lap as well in the Haas. Oh, big wobble through there. On the exit of turn 3.
And we have Harold out on the track as well for the first time. See what he can do as Adam Lindbergh is really rustling this car around the track.
32.6, it's quicker than a few people we've seen. Quicker than what Lord Percival could do. So this could be a decent lap here for Adam Lindbergh. This is the yellow flags in sector 2.
Maybe Lord Percival out of fuel potentially. As yeah, riding every curb as Adam Lindbergh. He's properly getting every bit of pace he can out of the Haas.
And getting a toe from Lord Percival as well. With the DRS, he dives out of the way. No, he doesn't!
And not out of the way in time. Lord Percival, I think, went into the barrier, just about lucky to keep himself in the session. Maybe, I think Adam Lindbergh was very highly costed going into turn 22.
Yeah, I think the stewards will be looking at that and a bit of a lock up into the final corner as well.
Keeping
will
out
not
the
help
barrier.
things.
Well, Adam
Going to the
Lindbergh.
line. It still goes in front of Lord Percival. But who knows what could have happened if he hadn't had that mistake.
Well, he's got time in his lap based on that. So that's definitely something for him. Lightning Luke is about to start a lap. So we're right on board
lap as well.
for this one. Lightning Luke P2 only marginally behind Callum Birch as he comes right now to cross the line and start the counter into turn 1. Heavy braking, try not to lock the rears all over the curb. Turn 2, then flick it back round, get back on the power. This is turn 3, it's not much of a corner. Turn 4 is a blind corner, try not to hit the inside. Turn 5, then you got to open the car, don't lose it on the rear. Turn 6, turn 7 and turn 8 come so close to the at you, a slight touch to the wall. Turn 9 and turn 10, try not to run over the outside curve because that can unsettle the car. Turns 11 and turns 12, you barely saw them but he's through them. Turn 13, a bit of a carousel. Get back on the power as early as you can.
Through the first sector.
Very, very quick from Lightning Luke so far, using everything he could through turn 14 and a bit more. 15, 16, 17, don't hit the outside of the wall there. Turn 18 he's going through now. Turn 19, these are almost just not corners anymore as he's flat out through the not so straights of turn 20, 21, 22 where we saw Adam Lindberg have his moment with Lord Purcell. Turns 23 and 24 are done. 25 is where he can open the DRS. You can see how Jeddah has the most corners of any circuit because they're counting mere straights as a corner number. Turns 27, the final corner off the track. Through he goes. This looks like it'll be a good lap for him. Completely uninterfered by anyone. Lightning Luke was surpassed by LMB Strikes but now gets it to over a 10th to provisional pole.
Very ragged on the edge lap from Lightning Luke, but getting the lap in. Provisional pole by just over a 10th of a second, a very good lap here. It's whether the rest can challenge it. Callum Birch 300th down on his lap through sector 1. Early in sector 2, about to open up the DRS through the winding isn't straight. Going up to the left-hander, very committed there. And it looks like they've mistimed the toe a little bit, but still getting a little bit of a benefit there, Callum Birch.
Several teammates missed timing toes in this session so far. Through the last corner now, Callum Birch. Will this be enough to put him back on top?
Have a look. DRS wide open onto the start-finish straight. And it's provisional pole by 2 milliseconds.
Wow. You almost couldn't get closer as Omar.
And Avesta's pit as well. Avesta in the pits.
So Avesta's only got 5 and a bit minutes to actually get back out and set a time that will get him better than P10 as Hazard time has gone ahead and off the track. Herod's lap came to nothing and Zalba Jiraki is on the circuit for the first time. Not currently on a lap, he's invalidated in a spin for hazard time.
Omar and Lord Percival both starting laps recently. Omar not on a good lap.
Lord Percival is on a lap though through the sector 1 split. We'll see what he's up. He's up 3.5 tenths. A 32.4 as a lock up into the carousel. Will cost him a few margins there, but maybe not too much. He was still able to take a tight line. Oh, and then had to kind of correct his steering not to hit the inside wall. Scruffy so far from the German. So across the line, that's Momo Gaming going up to P9 and Zalba going back into the pits. Another lock up from Lord Percival. Slightly struggling on this lap so far. Came oh so close to his first win at Monza. Struggled a bit in Japan. We'll see how he fares out in Jeddah. So that's one of the V-Cubs keeping out the way. Omar to the inside, potentially starting a lap this time around then as Lord Percival has got through all 26 corners off the Jeddah Corniche circuit to put his car P4.
Very ragged and scruffy lap, but maybe it's the way to go quick around here as there's now just Momo Gaming on their lap going through the second sector in the scarlet red Ferrari, not using as much curb there as I have seen from other people. Opening up the DRS now. A 10th up on his lap through the sector 2 split. Maybe not as committed as some other people through these sections. Oh, flipping the wall as well. LMB Strikes going for an outlap as well. DRS wide up into the pit lane.
opens the DRS to pit. Momo Gaming on his VRP debut. Currently in P9, as you say, maybe a bit less committed on that lap, but potentially he half knew he might be coming to the pits on it anyway, as you say, MB strikes. Currently sitting in P3 in the very, very green and black Sauber on an outlap, joined by Hazard Time and Zauber. And Adam Lindberg as well in the Haas, leaving the pit lane, having served a race ban for his mistiming of the braking zone at turn 1 Monza. Very apologetic for that move.
Hopefully he has learned from that mistake and looking quick here.
Yeah, Adam Lindberg, certainly one who has shown pace over his VRP career. Of course, he's got that one race win in Brazil, season 3. Fended off Harry to cross the line first that day. LMB strikes though, coming across now to start a lap. In fact, to start a lap.
I think we saw the same thing there.
Yeah, in fact he was 7 tenths up on an outlap.
What a lap.
But the car's trying to keep out his way, and they do so as negotiating the first sector. LMB strikes the sector that I actually think is the most difficult off the Jeddah track.
I absolutely agree there.
Certainly the one
place where you can make a mistake.
Yeah. But he's
just
up.
under a tenth though. This could be very close between the top 3 here. In this qualifying session.
We saw on Callum Birch's lap that he was down at this point, so...
Oh, clipping the wall. It looks like he's got away with it though. And we can't forget as well, Avesta is on his outlap. Only 2.5 seconds off on the intermediate tyre.
Yeah, of course. As LMB strikes us another moment this time. Keeping out of the barrier though.
Right on the ragged edge, as is everyone. Looks like the way to go quick here. Braking into the final corner, small lock up on the front left. Through the final corner now. DRS wide open. And coming to the line, shortest possible line. And it's quicker, but not enough. He stays P3 by just 400ths of a second.
Eyes on Avesta. 30 seconds left to go, and he's invalidated. Avesta will not improve his time and will not trouble those at the front. Speaking of Lightning Luke and Callum Birch, both now starting their lap. Omar is currently on one. Adam Lindberg has invalidated his time, so P6 he will do no better than. Omar is up by just under a tenth so far.
Callum Birch is invalid after clipping the wall at 3.
So one by one, the leaders are starting to fall out, and Omar is over 2 tenths up through Sector 1.
As is Lightning Luke, 2 tenths up through the first sector. Very clean lap so far for the man in P2. Callum Birch will not improve on this lap.
This could be V-Carb's day at the front. Lord Percival won't do better than P4. I don't think he made it around to start his lap in time. He was on an outlap, so all eyes on Omar and Lightning Luke. Where can they take their
Lightning Luke still up, but losing a tenth in that second sector. He's still up on his lap. Can he snatch this provisional pole position away? Going into the final corner now.
Omar just ahead of him as well. Omar now deploying the DRS. One by one, the V-Carbs are going to come across the line. Omar gets to P4, not enough to improve to the top. Lightning Luke, over 2.5 tenths, snatches provisional pole.
Incredible final sector. Let's see anyone behind. Timbed slightly up, improves to P7. Avesta will not improve. Zauber on his lap will be the last person to cross the line. Can he make any headway now? Up the grid. Herod unable to set a lap, and Avesta, I thought he'd left them for a second.
Well, Zauber can relegate Avesta just that bit further down. Yes, he does. P11 for Zauber. Avesta and Herod on the last row of the grid.
The top 2 in the championship last season will share the rear of the grid. anything is possible pace-wise with these two, though. Like, they
Absolutely.
could very easily finish 1-2 in this one.
Absolutely. Herod and Avesta on the front row last race will be at the back. Herod, the race winner in the last round. Only his second race win. Current VRP champion. It's a bit of a hidden stat as we wait for Callum Birch to enter the pit lane, as he now does. And there we have the Saudi Arabian qualifying results. The first time VRP has visited the streets of Jeddah, and it's Lightning Luke who takes pole position rather convincingly in the end from Callum Birch. LMB Strikes, who seemed to be P3 all session, ends up lining up on that second row of the grid with Omar alongside him. Lord Percival and Adam Lindberg line up side by side, the two who failed a little slipstream attempt. Timbed and Hazard Time on row 4. Yannick and Momo Gaming in 9th and 10th. Zalba in 11th. Avesta's intermediate time was only good enough to set him in 12th place. Herod, the man at the back, who was unable to set a time in the end. Ghost, any predictions for how this one may turn out before we even see how the strategy is going to play?
I think Avesta will finish top 2. That's my prediction.
Avesta on his day certainly is a fast charger. The strategy will most likely be a medium to hard for most. Is a definite one stop. A medium to soft, potentially a medium to hard will probably be the most likely from anyone here. But we will see how the starting tyres play out in a few seconds when everyone is ready to go. I think in terms of where Avesta may end up is anyone's guess, but for a podium, maybe I'll say Lightning Luke and Omar I think will be on there, and
Yeah.
I will say Callum Birch for a debut podium.
Yeah, Callum Birch looking very quick. Was on provisional pole going into the final runs. However, not able to hook the lap up, invalidating through turn 3, well, on the exit of turn 3, sorry. And the pole, which he could feel should have been his, was snatched away from Lightning Luke. Doing very promising.
Well, it is medium tyres for the majority of the field. Avesta starting for the soft, so he's going aggressive from lap 1. Momo and Hazard Time will be on the hard tyres in the Williams and the Ferrari. Other than that, everyone else opting for the safer medium strat. And then from there we'll see whether these guys pit for hards or softs. The likelihood is they will go for hards at about lap 11 or 12. A very similar strat to the last race at Suzuka.
I think Avesta going up for the soft here, he's going aggressive. He's going to have to pull off some serious moves here because it is a very, very difficult track to overtake on at the best of times. Or when you're starting second last, he has a lot of places to make up. But if anyone can, Avesta can. The amount of times I've seen him go from last to at least the podium, it cannot be counted on 2 hands.
Absolutely. You say it's a hard track to overtake on, and of course, definitely. It can go one of 2 ways from my experience though. Either you're stuck on a DRS train and there's absolutely no way past, or sometimes it can turn into a bit of a Monza situation where it's DRS pass for DRS pass and you just can never run away from anyone. So whilst there's overtakes everywhere, you never make any progress. We'll see what kind of race we get out of it today.
With my experience of this track, I've only finished 1 league race here. Keep your nose clean in P4, and then quite fortuitously have 2 of the leading drivers crash out at the final corner to finish on the podium.
That's a strat I'd recommend.
Is
Absolutely.
Requires a lot of luck, but if you can get it just right, it has an 100% effectiveness. Kind of what, was it Herod who won in Las Vegas last season?
Darth FIFA, yeah.
Yeah,
Seeing Lewis and LMB Strikes it was. Come to
yeah.
blows. We're all lined up for the first Saudi Arabian event in VRP. We wait for the lights to come on. And there they go, 4 and 5 are on. And the lights are out and we're racing at Jeddah.
Good start,
at the front.
Luke.
Very good start from Luke. No one's going to be able to challenge him into turn 1. Callum can't. He's going to have to slot into P2 side by side. LMB and Omar. Almost a bit of contact between those two. They're still trying to trade position. There's a bit more contact at the back. Going tight into turn 4, sorry.
Whoa,
Omar's around, hitting into the wall.
Carnage everywhere. Looks like Avesta may have just got away scot-free. A lot of damage piling up. Avesta already up in P7.
Damage for Timbed, and as you say, Vesta already flown up the grid. He's on the back of Lord Percival. I think he's going to make the move already up to P6. Yannick up to P5. Adam Limburg with a good start as well, keeping his nose clean in P4. The top three remain intact, and Omar, who hit the inside wall going side by side with LMB Strikes, then came back and spun himself on the kick Sauber car. Adam Limburg having to skip one of the corners there.
Zauber as well with a really, really good start up into P7.
Yeah, certainly a lot of cars there keeping their nose clean and benefiting from it.
Avesta now rapidly closing in on the back of Yannick. And I don't think it'll be a difficult move. Biggest mover on this first lap, unsurprisingly, is Avesta up 6 positions already.
Up 6, and I think a few more to come because he can see the trainer cars ahead of him, and that soft tyre is just giving him so much extra pace as things stand. Lightning Luke gets the fastest lap as he leads out front by just over a tenth.
Avesta going for it into turn 1 on Yannick. Yannick doesn't fight it too hard.
I don't think he could.
Already into the top 5, absolutely flying.
Lord Percival into the pit lane, so Omar stays out. Timbed with his damage stays out. Yeah, Vesta off the track, but nothing too serious. Maybe picked up a warning there.
Oh, and riding the curb as well. Scruffy couple of corners. I was going to say, almost commentator cursed him. From this time last lap, he would, without those mistakes, he would have already gained over a second on Lightning Luke. However, he did lose half a second with those mistakes.
2 and a bit seconds the gap now between him and Adam Limburg out front, but he's starting to close that margin down again and already pulling away from Yannick, who has no DRS this time around. Lightning Luke and Callum Birch out front, pulling LMB along with them. Adam Limburg trying to stay within touching distance as well. As Herod on the back of Zauber, who's had a very, very good start. Up from P11. And then Timbed with that damage has a time with serious damage as well, holding up Momo and Omar. Starting to see some clusters of battles all over the field so far. Will we see a change for the lead this time around?
Nobody's trying for the fastest lap. Callum Birch going for it into turn 1. A nice clean move, although side by side now. Going through the first couple of corners. Closing the door with his Callum Birch. A nice clean defence there. Getting it done quite early on. Now can he pull away through these really twisty corners? Lightning Luke will have to fare with the dirty air for the first time in this session, which could put him over here.
And a crash at the back.
Birch. There's Momo, virtual safety car.
Momo Gaming, he was involved in that scuffle between him and Omar and Hazard Time, who already pit. So I don't know if there was contact there or if he's just turned in too early at turn 4, where we saw Omar do. Either way, the VSC is out and the reserve driver is going home early.
I tell you what, Avesta is all over the back of Adam Limburg under this VSC.
He's gained a lot under the VSC.
He's gained about 2 seconds. Well, maybe not 2 seconds, maybe a second and a half.
Potentially Callum Birch has just backed off his delta slightly to help his teammate. The DRS is enabled and we're going again, and Avesta is within this group.
Yeah, huge game for Avesta there, gaining over a second from that VSC.
And a lockup from Callum Birch. A lockup from Callum Birch. Lightning Luke goes through the DRS detection zone though. Was that a bit of play? It was. Callum Birch has the DRS, and I think he knew what he was doing because he's going to squeeze down the inside.
So one, and just get it through is Lightning Luke. This is perfectly playing into the hands of Avesta now though. I mean, another look is Callum Birch, but just backs out of it.
It's so close to the inside wall.
Gearbox as well.
Tell you what, Callum Birch is missing a front end plate as well. I'm not sure where he picked that one up, but how much will that play into things?
Now, Avesta will be in the DRS train as well with the grippier tyres, but when will these soft tyres start to fall off?
Well, they looked to already be going after that, but just before the VSC, to be honest. He wasn't really gaining any time towards Adam Lindberg, but he's sticking with the pack so far, and with DRS it will just help him that bit more. It's just sector 1, he's got to cling on during those half throttle corners.
The amount of tyre heat as well, those softs will be starting to overheat. Has a time picking up the first time penalty of the race for track limits.
Oh, and trying to squeeze his way through. LMB strikes to the inside of Callum Birch, gets through. He's got that double slipstream effect. They're 3 wide going into the last corner.
Dives it down the inside as well. The switchback from Lightning Luke and the switchback as well from LMB strikes. Double switchback there as LMB moves up into P2. Avesta now with the fastest lap though.
And
31.2.
Oh, into the back of LMB. Callum Birch, he's got more front wing damage.
That will not be good for his race. If I were him, I would try to hold up Adam Lindberg a little bit and then try and let Avesta slingshot pass. Play the teammate game now with that front wing damage because it's less likely he'll be able to contend. He rides the curb. He lets Adam Lindberg through.
And Omar's out.
Retired. Omar's out.
Same place as Momo Gaming, maybe a corner after, and the full safety car is out, saving Callum Birch's race and Avesta, although the double stack's going to have to be on at Aston Martin. Omar's race. Disastrous, his first retirement of the season, ending that point streak he was on.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Omar. Not sure what happened to him, see if we can see him.
I assume maybe just turning in that bit too early again, as we've seen some cars do.
Possibly through turn 3, maybe?
I think it was the one after turn 4, the right-hander, which I've done before.
Darkbolt has gone to spectate. It's been a very entertaining race so far, a very, very close battle for the front. Yeah, it looks like it was through turn 4 or 5. Omar's incident, maybe just losing the rear perhaps. So easy to do around here.
Absolutely.
Lightning Luke into the pits, LMB follows, as does Adam Lindberg. All of the top 6, 7. Let's see what Zauber does here. Zauber, pits. How about Timbed?
Timbed with the wing
also
damage
pits.
into the pits.
So everyone looks to be pitting here.
Well, at this stage of the race, lap 6, every single car has now come into the pit lane.
And Adam Lindberg up into P3 now.
And onto the medium tyres.
Herod up into P4. Profiting brilliantly from the pit lane battle.
Yannick and Zauber gaining a place as well, as Avesta is held up.
With the dual stack, not ideal for the Aston Martin.
Well, not only did he have to double stack, he also had to wait for his teammate to change his front wing.
Double whammy right there. It's a bit of a mixed up order now. Everyone going on to the same hard tyres. Lightning Luke will lead us away on this safety car restart. Possibly next lap. As Avesta's left.
Avesta potentially just lagged out there. I was going to say he has to do it again, come back through the field, but Will his Wi-Fi allow him to do so?
Not
Hopefully
ideal for a
just
Vesta.
send
I'll
him
be
a
his friend.
invite.
Yeah, give him an invite. I don't have his friend. And he's back, he's back.
Oh, he's back already. Okay. I mean, under a safety car, not the worst time to lag out. Race being neutralised as we wait for Lord Percival and Hazard Time to regain their time. Hazard Time 43 seconds off the safety car, currently on fresh mediums.
Fresh mediums for Hazard Time. He'd be going on the attack.
Oh, Adam Lindbergh's also on fresh mediums in P3, so he's
Ooh.
going to be flying off the restart. I'm potentially just going to hope they can get to the end.
Yeah, it's very ambitious. They have to pit again onto a soft compound of tyre, possibly hoping for another safety car, which around this track is extremely likely. I thought he was about to pit again for a second, Adam Lundberg.
Salvage holding up a little pack of his own before regaining to the rest of the field as we wait for Hazard Time to race round and catch us. The only man with a penalty in this race so far, as Avesta's out.
What?
Avesta is out.
What has happened here then? What?
Well, we'll wait to hear from Avesta to see if anything's
Not
gone
in
on
the pit
there.
lane. It is actually a crash. Turn 3 from the looks of things.
Avesta has
Car
joined.
has been
I
cleared.
think Avesta has had the glitch where if you lag out on this, the car retires when you join. Because he's just joined now.
For him.
We've seen it before. It's happened to Herod before, and I think it's happened to a couple others.
That is disastrous for Avesta in his championship hunt. Only 2 races completed for Avesta, both wins with fastest lap.
And so now, after those 2 wins, he's gone on to now finish P11, or not even finish either of them, be down in P11 in both.
So no points there for the Aston Martin. Aston Martin now relying completely on Callum Birch, who does look extremely quick.
So 10 remain. If the 10 can finish the race, they'll be guaranteed points, but this is definitely a hard place to guarantee a
Hazard Time
finish.
just about to join up to the back of the pack, but I fear it. Oh no, it's not too late. We're green this time. Going through the final corner. I don't think many people were expecting that one. Just slowing down, really slow down at 30 miles an hour. And he's gone now. Not the biggest, not the best restart I've ever seen. LMB is stuck
Well,
with him.
Adam Lindbergh had a
Adam
huge jump.
Lindbergh, around the outside of LMB, he's got the move. What a restart from Adam Lindbergh.
The medium tyres already paying their benefits. Great move from Adam Lindbergh around the outside of turn 1, turns the inside for turn 2, and he's on the back of Lightning Luke. Where can he go from here? Crash at the back, I think. Yep, in the wall, Zauber. Not sure what's happened there, but Zauber is around and in the wall.
No kind of safety car out just yet. Adam Lindbergh all over the gearbox of Lightning Luke. Very well managed race so far from Adam Lindbergh. Trying to find a little bit of clean air. Possibly an audacious move, in fact. No, he just backs out of it.
You don't want to make a move there.
That has double DLF written all over it if you make a move there. But now, even without the DRS, going side by side now to take the lead of the race, going into the left-hander. Not often you see a move there, but Adam Lindbergh getting it done now into the final sector.
Is it too early to make the move though? The others are going to slipstream and try get their way back past, and DRS will be activated soon enough as LMB tries to make it 3 wide, had to back out. That could have been disaster. Lightning Luke down the inside. LMB trying to make his way through again, not quite. They're still side by side up front.
Just with the better exit, Adam Lindbergh, but Lightning Luke will be using a shorter path to the start-finish line. Adam Lindbergh leads the 8th lap. Going on to lap 9 now. And just keeping his lead now. And now this will be the best part of the lap for Adam Lindbergh to pull a gap. He's already pulled half a second. And those fresh medium tyres will pay dividends. Sauber into the pits with his damage.
He's got a half a second gap. He needs to double it to get out of the DRS. And only once he's out of the DRS is he somewhat safe. 7/10 the gap now. But the DRS is going to be activated within a few corners, and most of the corners from here are now flat out.
Yeah, a tricky spot that Adam Lindbergh finds himself in. He's got a clear pace advantage, but not quite enough to escape that 1 second.
He can gain the time through here, and does, but it's just another tenth. The 8 tenths isn't enough to escape the DRS zone, as Lightning Luke now activates it.
7/10 of a second. The gap, he won't be able to get anything done into the 3rd sector. Very clean line there from the RB, gaining a tenth from the DRS. More DRS here, and then after the next corner, even more DRS.
And
you do not want to be the leader on this track.
Absolutely no, it's like another Monza situation. And all the time Adam Lindbergh is wearing those medium tyres down. The more and more he pushes and strains them, the less likely he is to make it to the end very cleanly.
Fastest lap for Adam Lindbergh. The gap, 4 tenths of a second of a lock-up as well for Adam Lindbergh. A very scruffy first couple of corners. 2 tenths gained by Lightning Luke, but the dirty air will affect him quite badly through here, as well as being on the slower compounded tyre.
Such close race in the top 5, separated by mere tenths of a second. And then just a few seconds after that, Yannick Will just kind of losing track off the top 5. These 5 seem to have the pace advantage off the field today.
Yeah, Herod, who did qualify last, up into that 4th position. I did say a Vesta for the podium pre-race, but I mean, it is another back row car who is fighting to be up on that podium now.
The helicopter shot, very, very nice. The scenery around Jeddah looking good, very colourful. Night race is always paying off as LMB has closed in on Lightning Luke. This could be the one. This could be the change of position here.
Yeah, with a double helping of Slipstream 2. Looking to go around the outside of the final corner. Still has a wheel and he's into the wall. Contact.
Big shot into the wall. Herod's going to get past. There's no damage for LMB, none visually anyway. Somehow he's got away with that one. Although he has lost the position, he could lose another to Callum Birch if he's not careful into the braking zone. No.
Even more contact there. Adam Lindbergh, though, crucially, he was over a second, but now must have made another mistake through 1 and 2 because he's within that second again. Fighting between
8th and 9th, Tim Bird getting the position past Lord Percival, the 2 Germans fighting further down the order. Adam Lindbergh with a penalty.
He is over the 1 second. Oh, under the 1 second now. Over it again.
He's pushed too hard to get that though.
He has to push even harder now to pull 2 further seconds. He does have a helping of no DRS behind him though. That doesn't mean they don't have Slipstream.
Already the Slipstream playing effect because they're within a second already. They won't have the DRS, but they're just going to keep gaining and gaining and gaining. Through the corner, Adam Lindbergh can make a difference. Or can he? A very, very slight one, but the DRS is back activated for P2.
And 3, and 4, and 5.
And right here we see the DRS trains that Jeddah can produce. It's wide from Adam Lindbergh, so he's going to lose more and more time there. DRS activated for Lightning Luke as he begins to hunt down his prey.
As he pushes through Too hard defensively there from LMB. Is Callum Birch going to go for the move now? Into turn one. Side by side, he gets it done.
Very, very nice move from Callum Birch. LMB's not giving it up. And then has to. Yellow flag is out. Adam Lindberg is out. Oh, he's come back on track.
Whoa.
Safety car. I think someone almost hit him, or did. I don't know if he was ghosted.
Let's have a look. Herod looks to have no damage.
Everyone got away with it. Everyone did get away with it, but I'm certain someone that connected with him. Maybe he was ghosted and they went through him, but doing what Omar has done and hit that inside barrier. As I say, so easy to do. Omar, Momo Gaming both retired in that part of the track as well. And Adam Lindberg, as the tyres began to die, maybe he did just push that a bit too hard.
Yeah, he had that penalty as well. Maybe pushing a little bit too hard. In previous races, I've praised him for his racecraft, but maybe not the wisest today.
Absolutely, but he saw the opportunity to go for a race win and he went for it, certainly. Just not ending all too well for the Swede. Lightning Luke inherits the race lead. Somewhat doing your strat of just watching those cars ahead of you crash.
Yeah.
Takes the lead back. And we'll have another safety car restart to manage Herod, the one in his mirrors this time. Will we see anyone diving into pit lane? It looks like Lightning Luke's going to go for it. Herod follows him in.
Herod. As Callum Birch, LMB following. See what Yannick does. He has created a bit of a gap. And he stays out. Yannick will lead the restart.
Maybe didn't want a double stack. Timbed is in. Lord Percival is in. Hazard Time is in. And Zauber is too far back to tell just yet. Yannick, the man in the lead, but we know how much slower the hard tyres are compared to the mediums just based off Adam Lindberg.
Yeah, those tyres started to die off very quickly. Talking about Avestas in the opening stint on those softs, they died just after a few laps. The mediums not long after. It's going to be a real struggle here for Yannick.
Yeah, I must say the hards are definitely the durable ones. They're very nice on a more conventional stint. The hard tyres for the second stint are very, very nice, but compared to fresh mediums when they're 7 lap old, not sure how this restart's gonna feel for Yannick. He may be dropping down a few positions, but if the mediums don't stay alive as long as they maybe should, this could work out for Yannick.
With this track as well, the hard compound of tyre is such a good tyre, because you're doing constant laps and there's not too much wear, so you don't have to adjust all that much. And the key to this track, the key to going quick, is having a rhythm with so many corners coming at you. Having that kind of rhythm is so crucial here.
Also, of course, there's a track that famously can overheat your tyres, and the hards the least durable to those overheating issues. As Yannick is maybe having some slight underheating issues, trying to weave as much as he can on the safety car to get those tyres back into the working temperature.
Yeah, I know if this was a real F1 race right now, in Yannick's situation, he will be screaming at that safety car to go faster. Just to get some more heat into those tyres, aggressively weaving them.
Aggressively so, and all the time those guys behind him barely making a move.
Yeah, the medium's so much easier to warm up. I'm just having a look at the chat. Omar said before the race that he predicted he wasn't going to finish. Bit of a bad omen on himself, as his was the second retirement in this one. Avesta not happy about the game. We should be back to green this time, as there is a overtake chance. Yeah, there was a. What the hell? Something's going on with Lord Percival. I think he's just lagged significantly. He retakes his 7th place. But a bit of a confusion there. I think a bit of lag on Lord Percival's side.
Well, we're all caught up to the safety car now, so it should be in this lap, and just 9 remaining.
I think Yannick's best play here is he will probably be eaten up by the guys behind on the fresh mediums. I think his best play is to try hold them up as long as possible, try and get his teammate, who is in P4, just 3 cars behind him, to get past both Lightning Luke and Heron. He does have the backup, unlike everyone else in this lobby.
Yeah, the only one with a teammate remaining. So the safety car speeds off in this lap, and we'll see how this one plays out now. Yet another narrative written into the race so far today. This one thrown up because of Adam Lindberg's mistake at turn 4/5. As the safety car rounds the final corner and off into the pit lane, when will Yannick dash?
11 laps to go from this safety car restart. The tyres should hold on for everyone. Yannick not going just yet. Speeding up very slowly now, going for it. A much better restart than what Lightning Luke did on the previous restart. 3/10 clear already. What about LMB? He's having a look at her.
Oh, too late on the brakes, Callum Birch!
Oh,
and spin for Zauber as well!
LMB with the 3-second penalty for corner cutting. Damn sure that one will be removed. Losing an end plate as well. Yannick already down to P3.
So Yannick with the poor exit out of turn 2. Callum Birch and Zauber were too late on the brakes. Zauber's around and with damage. LMB had to cut the corner to avoid Callum Birch coming. I'm sure the penalty will be removed. Another corner cut from LMB. I'm less sure that one will be removed unless there was more contact, which is happening now.
Well. Oh.
And those are scenes you don't really want to see between those two. Callum Birch out the race and the safety car is out.
I feel like LMB hasn't learnt his lesson from his previous race ban there. That looked very intentional from what I saw.
Certainly not exactly what admin, stewards, commentators, anyone wants to witness. But show must go on. Safety car is out with around about 10 laps to go. Lightning Luke, Herod, Yannick, Timbed and Lord Percival the top 5.
Yeah, into the pits comes LMB. I'm not sure if this race will count for him. This one, yeah, Callum Birch leaving the session will understandably be very angry, annoyed, and even though they're not the right emotions to show in most situations, I feel like this time it is justified. Because
yeah, so the actions that admin stewards alike will have to look over. But as for now, the safety car is out. No one at the front has pitted, and we must turn our attention back to who will be the winner of this race. Of course, we still have that title battle, and the top 3 in this race are all involved within that. Lightning Luke, Herod and Yannick. Yannick, again, not choosing the safety car as an opportunity to pit towards medium tyres, so he stays out on those hard tyres, and of course the safety car giving those who went to the mediums that extra helping hand to get to the end. Timbed in 4th place, scored his first points in VRP last round. Is a podium on the cards potentially for him, with the car in front of him on old hard tyres. Lord Percival in 5th.
Very good position.
Indeed he is.
The car not quite in this lap. Very, very chaotic race. Some good chaos, some inexcusable chaos, to put it lightly. Sauber into the pits as well. LMB into the pits again. Has a time in the pits. All going onto the soft tyres. LMB has just disappeared on my screen. Oh, he's out of the pits.
There he is. Right behind Hazard time. Safety car should be in this lap because those guys will catch up fairly quickly.
Hello. But wing changes that time. Has a time in Zalba onto the fresh soft tyres. If they can keep it clean, they could be alive for a very good result here. Could we even see a Zalba podium?
If enough keep retiring and he keeps himself in the race, so long as you're in the race at the minute, good points are on the cards.
That should be in this lap, going on to lap 18 of 25. Hopefully there are no more, let's say, controversial incidents the rest of this race, and that's the confirmation that the safety car is in this lap. Lightning Luke leading his second restart of the day.
And so will we see a similar restart to last time where he, well it was Yannick in fact actually who led the restart last time and we went away clean. He's already broken a gap to Harold, so he's going to go very, very early and the gap is already there. Or has he gone?
Half a second, the best restart of the day. But maybe he had to back out because maybe the safety car wasn't in. What looked to be a good restart initially might prove not to be, so a lock up there as well for Lightning Luke. So look at Timbed, not really getting much on Yannick. However, Yannick dropped back quite far from the guys behind.
So Lightning Luke keeping his lead out front, the restart doing its job for him. Harold was unable to get alongside or look to make a move, and they're fighting at the back. Zauber and Hazard Time side by side, these two on the soft compound. Zauber and Hazard Time. Hazard Time is the one who stays out in front.
Nearly spinning. Harold nearly spinning at the banked hairpin. Just able to catch it. Huge moment there for the man in P2. The reigning champion of VRP. Almost with a catastrophic
They're side by side now. And ahead.
Easy. I don't think Lightning Luke will have challenged it that much.
Not too much. We saw Adam Lindberg get the move done just a bit after that part of the track. Harold now doing the same. Lightning Luke wasn't fighting it side by side. LMB and Lord Percival. LMB getting ahead and Hazard Time and Zalva side by side. These two on the softs need to stop fighting each other and start getting after the rest of the field, as there's almost a moment between the two of them there. Zalba then trying to get into the slipstream. Harold the man in front, no DRS for anyone yet. Yannick's fighting away with Timbed, who's going to try to go around the outside. Is he? Yannick closes the door there. Timbed unable to make the move, and that leaves him exposed to LMB strikes. He's looking to strike and make his way back through the pack.
Lovely strikes looking to P5 all over the back of Tinbag. In fact, side by side, just touching wheels. Quite lucky for them not to be a crash between the pair of them. Tinbed almost losing the rear on the curb as well. Maybe not the best car control in the world for Tinbed. As LMB doesn't look for the move into the hairpin. Sauber has the time having an absolute all-timer of a battle, and there's a crash and contact again. Both of them getting away with it.
Yannick almost having a moment as well, had to collect some oversteer mid-corner. He's not able to run away from Tinbed and LMB, who have been scrapping all lap. As you say, Zalbrin has time with a ding-dong, and 3 wide, they're going to separate.
Wide. This can't work. This can't work, but it does.
It's a Zonta moment at Spa as Yannick is relegated down 2 positions, and then Lord Percival might look as well. There's contact between the 2 of them there. Lord Percival looking to squeeze his way through. Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? No, he's had to back out LMB up the inside of Tinbed. This is an all-time classic battle at the moment. Hopefully they can keep it clean.
2. And during that battle as well, Lightning Luke did retake the lead from Herod. Still side by side, looking to make it 3 wide. It's another Zonta moment here. 3 wide going into turn 1. As LMB loses more front wing.
It's Yannick, I think. Yannick, the one with the damage. And he's having to lose the positions now. Maybe an illegal overtake as well. He was off the track. Yellow flag, Zalba still hit the inside of the wall.
It's another safety car.
Safety car to see us to the end of the race, just to throw a bit more drama up. I saw in the background Zalba hit the inside wall. Just as Omar, just as Momo, just as Adam Lindberg had all done previously.
Okay, Dammers. 5 laps to go from the next lap. What are you doing with this safety car?
You have to pit for softs.
You have to. It's a sprint now to the end. It is soft tyres.
I know someone like Yannick, or maybe not Yannick because he's on hards, but maybe someone like Lord Percival or Hazard Time will look at this and be like, this is my chance to take the lead. But you'll be such a sitting duck. Even with 2 laps to go around here, that you'll be a sitting duck. You won't have. You've seen what's happened to Yannick. You will have no fighting chance. You've got to take the soft tyre. And even if you're Hazard Time and you come out the pits in last place with the same tyre as everyone else, there is chaos to happen ahead. And so long as you can keep your nose clean, Hazard Time could get a P2 out of this, so long as stuff happens to fall his way and he stays out of it. So into the pits, Lightning Luke.
In. Herod, in. What does Tinbed do?
Oh, I thought he was going to stay out for a minute then.
LMB in. He will be costing his
Hazard Time does stay out.
Hazard Time stays out.
He is already on soft.
Not that old, but he does have a. Let's check. Let me just check his penalties real quick. He's got 1 penalty there. He only has for 1 penalty, but he does have a warning. So he has to push, but he can't get 2 warnings.
He also has 4 lap hold softs, which he spent the entire time having that side-by-side battle with Zalba. So how much life is left in those softs? Because we saw from Avesta, they don't go for very long.
We are now just waiting. Safety car could come in this time. The pack is all together.
So at this stage, it's very rare to say, but literally anyone could win. Hazard Time, Lightning Luke, Herod, Tinbed, LMB, Yannick, Lord Percival, the ones left running. And out of the list I just read, only 2 of those guys have ever won a race in this series.
Do you have a prediction for this one?
Anything can happen. Is that a cop-out of a prediction?
That's a bit of a cop out.
then I will tell you that Timbed is going to win.
That's bold, but I respect it. I think.
Oh, into the pits hazard time does decide.
Ah, oh come on.
Is that who you were going to predict?
No, I wasn't going to predict Hazard's time. I was going to say I was going to go for the more predictable option of Lightning Luke, but
That is the safe option.
I
Either
think
him or Herod, but
I think the top three on track will be Lightning Luke, Herod, and LMB. But I think Hinbed will get a podium.
well, LMB has a penalty either way to come through corner cutting. I think it's 6 seconds he's picked up.
6 seconds. 3 of those will definitely be removed, however, as
Yeah.
he was forced off.
The second time when he was rejoining in front of Callum Birch was off his own doing, and that one won't be removed.
Yeah.
And then the stewards will have to have an extra look for the incident that happened just not even a corner after.
Yeah.
So him and Hazard Time are the ones with the penalties hanging over their head. 3 seconds for the two of them. Kind of leaves a podium spot wide open for Yannick Lord Percival or Timbed. And we'll see who will take it.
Out of all these guys, I've had the most, not recently, mind you, this was going back to oh, no, it's reconnected, hold on. Just a bit of a headset blip there, but it's back. Safety car in this time. The sprint to the end, 3 laps. Who will come out on top here? Who will get the podium? A lot of people will get their best ever result in VRP, but anything can happen here.
It was a proper demo derby. Literally survive and the rewards will come your way. Soft ties for everyone. And we'll see how the chaos unfolds.
I want to say crucially, but it's not too much of a fact, but Hazard Time does have the freshest tyres here. He could rocket into that first position.
And he's in last place, so he can watch the chaos unfold and try his best to avoid it. When does Lightning Luke go?
He's got to allow a decent restart again for Luke, however with the slipstream, Herod is there. Herod has a small upfront audacious dive bomb, but doesn't quite get it done. Then Ben in P3 just watching the front two. The best he can do at the moment is follow.
Stay alive and stern on the restart.
Gearbox as well.
It felt like a slightly nervous restart from most, but LMB already going for the move, and that is a good move.
LMB, that is a contender for move of the season. That is capitalising on a mistake in the best possible way. Out of touch from the top two, however, the top two will have to have an incredible, well, Hinbed now will be hoping that the front two crash. That's the only thing that he's hoping for.
If that happens, he will be in line to win the race as things stand. Lightning Luke and Herod, though, massively consistent drivers, super reliable as well for the most part. I'm not trying to commentators curse them, I'm just trying to give them some praise as they head down to the second to last lap.
Yeah, 2 drivers, one starting right from the back, the other right from the front. Both very, very clean in how they've raced. No, barely any incidents to talk of. The only incident I can really think of is the Luke and LMB one quite early on in the race.
Stand through turn 1, no moves through the field to report of as yet. Somehow this has been the most quiet the race has been so far, with just the 2 laps remaining on the safety car restart.
But the DRS is active this lap, and LMB the back of Herod. Could he throw a spanner into the works here? Timbed just defending from Yannick. However, Timbed won't have the DRS. Yannick will, as will Lord Percival. Has a time, maybe not.
Yeah, some starting to fall back with the DRS being active. The worst time to start to fall back, because this is where the pain will start to show, where you can't get your rear wing open.
No DRS for Timbed, that's official. As LMB now gets the door closed by Herod. No move just yet, but as we go into the penultimate sector of the penultimate lap,
I think this could be too wide here.
Looks to go side by side. LMB just backs out, but he's still side by side with Herod. Herod with a slightly better exit. Herod just trying to move LMB out of the way just so they can move. Smart defensive move there from Lightning Luke, but to no avail. Herod goes through. And no momentum there for LMB either. LMB has to stay in P3 with Herod moving into the lead now. Yannick with a 3-second penalty, however, after he gets past Timbed. Timbed still in line for a podium here.
All thrown into the mix. Lightning Luke now has minimal opportunities to get Herod back, and it's going to be at the last corner. We just know that's going to be the opportunity to make the move for him.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very... We could see side by side to the line here. What's the closest gap we've ever had in VRP history for a win? Was it
0.013?
That was in China, I believe. This one could be up there with the closest.
I certainly think towards the last corner we're going 3 wide, and there certainly, almost definitely, could be some sort of contact. We just hope everyone can keep it facing in the right direction as we come now to the third to last DRS zone.
There's now Lightning Luke. He has a slight look at Herod, but doesn't go for it here. Will he go for it in the final
Yannick is
DRS?
here as well.
Yannick here as well. Timbed also has the DRS. Lord Percival, however, is wanting to spoil the Timbed podium party.
Side by side, Lightning Luke and Herod. LMB trying to make a move late. He couldn't. Lightning Luke squeezed through, and on the exit, who's going to get there?
Not a great exit for Herod. Coming to the line now. DRS wide open for Herod. But it's going to be Lightning Luke who takes the win. Timbed just about gets the podium as well.
Timbed has a podium finish in VRP. That's a story, and maybe at the start of the season you wouldn't quite have expected to see. Herod, though, losing the race win at the last corner. Lightning Luke managed to get past, and Herod, to no avail, couldn't quite fight it back. Still a close finish, not the closest we ever seen, but damn, less than a tenth. It's definitely close. Lightning Luke flips his way onto the top step of the podium.
Wow, that was chaotic. I'm sure quite a few things will have to be sorted out in the steward's room. But provisionally at least, Lightning Luke is your race winner by just under a tenth. Timbed just sneaks onto the podium after a late attack by his German compatriot Lord Percival. Yannick P5 after the penalties, LMB falling back to P6, has a time the last of the finishers in P7 as well.
Yeah, certainly some options for driving the day in there. Timbed with his first podium is definitely a shout. Lightning Luke drove brilliantly to hold on to the win.
Well.
Yeah, full points for the championship lead, and Herod with a combat drive.
If you're looking at it from a championship point of view, this was huge for Lightning Luke.
Absolutely.
You said before the race, it was a crunch race. Who could handle the pressure best? It was Lightning Luke. Convincingly.
And not only that, VCarb take a step even closer to sealing the team standings. They have dominated it throughout the season, and no one has been able to hold a candle to them, as Lightning Luke again helps VCarb run away from anyone else in the standings. But yeah, certainly, even with limited numbers on the final restart, a action-packed race, and I'm sure everyone who was watching could enjoy the racing element of that race. Next week we are at Mexico, so potentially a bit more of a conventional race there. Of course, Tuesday 7 p.m. is the time for that one next week, and until then we will see you.